come into the system this year, it's July, and you're already sitting in Double-A. Just what have the last few months been like for you?
They've definitely been hectic for sure. I think, the amount of movement I have done, starting in Palm Beach, then Peoria, and now obviously Springfield, it's been a lot, but it's still baseball at the end of the day. So at least there's a lot of consistencies there. In terms of like the moving process, the Cardinals have done a pretty good job handling all of that. So they've made it basically as easy as they could for me in terms of making 2 jumps physically and then literally on the field as well. So, I'm here now, which is awesome, but there's still a lot left to be done.
Do you come into the year thinking that I just want to move up as soon as possible? Is that a ready goal in your mind?
I don't think so. I don't think there really was a set goal in terms of like pace and where I wanted to be and needed to be. It was just I need to get better each and every time I step foot on the mound. And at the end of the day, as long as I do that and I'm controlling the controllables, everything else will take care of itself in the long run. So no, there was no real set goal. Like I need to be in Springfield by the All-Star break at the end of the year, early next year, whatever it might be. There was no goal in that regard. It was just I need to go out and get better and learn from each and every outing, whether it was good or bad. And that's all I could do because that's a controllable.
2 Stanford guys here in Springfield right now with Tommy rehabbing.
Mm-hmm.
Guys take different routes to the pros. How much did your college experience get you ready for this rise you've had so fast?
Yeah, I was a senior when I did sign with the St. Louis Cardinals. So I think in terms of that sort of stuff, it was pretty different because most of these guys go after their junior year. They're 21. That's just the norm, I would say, and even now sophomores with how old guys are. So I think my journey was just a little different. It took me an extra year to get out and get into pro ball, but I think off the field it allowed me to grow in terms of just being a human being and being a person that I needed to be in order to handle my business on the field. So I think it ended up paying dividends on the field as well as off the field.
How would you characterize the fastball progression from when you were at Stanford to where you are right now? Because it seems to be a little jacked up there.
Yeah, I don't think it's honestly that crazy. Maybe if you look at only my senior year, yeah, when I was starting, the velocity wasn't quite there as compared to now. But I would say I was also expecting to go 7, 8, 9 innings each and every time I stepped foot on the mound. Versus if you go back and look at my junior year numbers, when I was coming out of the bullpen and that sort of situations where I was used in shorter stints and a little more high leverage situations, the velocity was up. So I wasn't, too shocked in terms of the uptick. Obviously, I'm excited to have it and I'm enjoying it because it does make pitching a little more doable, so to say, because these kids are really good. So it's definitely a nice surprise, but I don't think it was that big of a jump, or at least not what people think it is.
When reading up on you, I think the 156 pitch game certainly jumps out. You're asked about it probably all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Just durability for you and keeping yourself ready to go. To throw 156 pitches a game, that's got to be something that's very important. How do you go about just being durable?
Yeah, so the weekend before I threw 180 pitches in the regional weekend, which people kind of don't really think of as that crazy of a feat, but physically it was probably more challenging than the 156. The 2 doubled up, it was a long 8-day stretch to throw that many pitches. But in terms of durability, my best friends and I growing up, we were always like the young guys in the groups that we played baseball with. So we kind of always had to throw as hard as we could, and we were throwing as often as we could. And basically it was like throw as hard as you can, as often as you can, as much as you can. And if you blow out, fix it. So I've kind of just always had that thought process with throwing. So I really enjoy throwing. I like to throw a lot. And I think, throughout time and just throughout my lifetime, I've always thrown a lot, and it's just given me the opportunity to stay healthy. And the biggest thing in sports is health and being available. So if you're always available, then you're going to get your opportunities, hopefully.
Somebody hasn't seen you pitch before. How would you describe what you're like on the mound?
Just a normal lefty, a little different. Not left-handed pitchers, we're all a little quirky. We all kind of do things a little differently, which, makes us left-handed at the end of the day. But I just think I'm a lefty who's going to hopefully go out there and put a quality start together and just give a team the opportunity to win.
Is there anything to the California kind of lifestyle? How laid back are you? Is that real?
I think I definitely come across as much more laid back. I try to come across as much more laid back. I think in terms of competitiveness, I'm off the charts, so I try not to really show that all the time. But yeah, I'm pretty chill for the most part. I think just in life too, with college and what I've done the past 5 years or so, it's definitely laid me back a little bit, even more so than I was coming out of SoCal. And now, I cut my hair, but I had like that stereotypical like surfer kind of flow going and stuff like that. But there's definitely a little bit in bits and pieces of life that you just have a SoCal influence on you, and that's just the way it is.
A couple more for you. Here you get the Futures game nod. If I would have told you that at the beginning of the season, what do you think you would have said?
I probably wouldn't have known what it was, to be quite frank. Obviously, Tink and I both got the opportunity, which was super exciting to have not only just another Cardinals player there with me, but also another pitcher, and Tink specifically. So it's definitely an honor, you know, fired up to go out there and hopefully display what the Cardinals organization has up and coming in our minor league system. We've got a great group of guys, and there's a lot of us that probably could have been chosen and would have just done the same exact role. But obviously I'm grateful for the opportunity to go showcase what I have, and like I said, kind of hopefully represent the Cardinals as an organization.
Two more for you, and you led into my next question. I asked the other two guys the same thing. There's a collection of just a lot of pitching talent.
Yeah.
Here at AA and other stops as well.
Yeah.
Do you guys talk about that? Do you know just how much kind of a swell of good pitching is in this organization right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think like anything in life, when you have talent, it's going to elevate everyone around you. So a lot of these guys that I'm now here with, Tink, Cooper, TK, and then you got Baker, guys like that, Cornwell, and then even at the lower levels that I've had, I mean, my roommate was Juan Salas, and then you had Saladin, Chen Wei, Davila, the guys out in Peoria now, Palm Beach as well. Like those guys, it's just a great group of guys that are super fun to be around, and I think it helps because you're around talented guys. You can kind of pick brains, even though you don't think it's that big of a deal. It's kind of just the unconscious, like doing that work, slight things that you're learning, maybe grip, like why they're throwing this pitch 0-2, why they're like what they're looking to do. So I think it's really easy to learn, and when you're around guys like I said, especially here, Tink, Cooper, TK, guys like that, it's really easy to get a lot better because they're really good at what they do, so you can just pick their brains. And for me, I just sit back and pick their brains as much as I can, honestly.
Last thing, how much do you think about the day you become a major leaguer? Every time you're on the mound, are you visualizing what it's like to pitch at Busch Stadium, pitch in the major leagues? How much do you let yourself think that far down the road?
Zero. I've never even thought about it, to be honest with you. That's not the focus, and the focus is just to get better. And if the opportunity comes, you've done all the prep work up until that point, and truthfully, it's just another start. You can't make the moment, in my opinion, any bigger than it is. Obviously, the hitters on the opposing dugout are probably a little bit better, which, okay, like that's a new challenge for sure, but I truthfully haven't thought about it one bit. I just think about what I need to do today to get prepared for my next start, and my next start is in 2 weeks for Springfield, so I guess it's a little different this week. But normally it's just what I need to do to get ready for my next start, my bullpen and stuff like that. I've never even really thought about it, to be quite frank.